Hey guys, I'm Nina Zeta with Sidewalker Daily, and in today's video, I want to talk about the characteristics that make a good influencer. Now, I often don't talk about topics like this. I think our channel, as you may already know, is very focused on strategy and tips, and we share a lot of influencer, marketing materials and information to both creators and brands. But the thing is, I think a lot of creators do get stuck in the numbers game, right? So I do coachings with creators. They book a call, we get on the phone, and oftentimes they're so fixated on things like growth and numbers and hacks, and they're not thinking about themselves truly as a leader, as an influencer. What the true definition of an influencer is, in my opinion, is obviously someone who has influence, but more than that, who has influence? Leaders have influence. And when you think about being an influencer, I wish more creators would start to really truly look at themselves as leaders, right? Yes, there is that creativity element, and there's so much that goes into creating the fun content and the informational content or whatever type of content that you make. There's tons that go into it, but you guys also have to look at yourselves as bigger than just a platform, right? You guys have to look at yourselves in a different mindset to truly grow in this space and stand out. And I think it's the mindset portion that a lot of creators lack. So in today's video, I kind of want to go into characteristics and truly kind of like the value system or the sets, how you should be thinking about yourself, whether, influencer, creator, whatever you want to call yourself. What are some of the attributes that someone like me on the brand side, and even just like as an influencer coach, what do I think is, of importance? So I'm going to go ahead and share these with you so that you can work on these values, on these characteristics, and you'll see when you start doing the work on the inside, so much of the community element, building your audience, connecting with people, getting trust, it kind of falls into place because you're working on yourself. And again, most creators don't do this enough. They focus on like numbers and they don't focus enough on really building themselves out. So that's what today's video is about. Now, make sure you hit subscribe to our channel and hit that little bell so you can be notified on all things influencer marketing, creator marketing, and social media strategy. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. So the characteristics that I'm gonna go through are in no particular order. It's not like one is better than the other. These are just the things that I think are important. And remember guys, because I have that perspective of someone who works with brands on their influencer marketing, I think it's also the things that I look for subconsciously in the creators that I want to work with. So the first characteristic, without a doubt, I think would have to be honesty. Now, as an influencer or a creator, when you think about who is your customer or who is your client, and I know that's a little marketing for a lot of you, but truly, who is it that you're creating all this stuff for besides just having fun doing it? It's your audience, right? A lot of times creators get confused and they're like, oh, the brand clients that I want to work with, that's my client. Well, yes, that is technically your client. So is your audience. Like, they're who you're coming to serve. And honesty is fundamentally probably like one of the most important attributes. That's why I started with it, because how do you build trust without being honest? Trust is the piece of the pie in a creator journey, so to speak, that will cement your brand loyalty. When your audience trusts you, it takes the influence to a whole other level, right? Because let's just say you even have like a small number of followers and you recommend a product, they know that you are truly honest and aren't just doing it for the money or, for whatever the other reasons could be. Or let's just say you develop your own product or you have something that you're trying to monetize, because ultimately, yes, as an influencer, you're creating content, but you should be trying to make money, right? Because especially if you're looking to monetize, at least that's what our channel is about, creators who are trying to monetize. Honesty is what's going to help you truly scale your business. Like even at Sidewalker Daily, we get approached by brands all the time who are like, we want to work with you, or like this, that, the other. And Clarice and I, my business partner, we're always like, it's not worth ruining our credibility to partner with a brand we don't believe in. Even though, it may seem nice, what, are you going to ruin your credibility for a few $1,000s? It's not worth it, right? So at the end of the day, focus on keeping that honest relationship with your audience. And when I mean honest, it's like if you work with a brand, or a brand comes to you and you don't ever use it, you don't even like it, and you don't feel good about it, don't work with that brand, right? I'm not saying to not work with brands that you don't use. Of course, maybe someone comes to you and then you see the product and you like it and then you want to work with them. I have high-level influencers that I pitch to because I have brand clients. And I love when they say, you know what, send me your client's product, we'll test it. If we like it, we can move into, XYZ. Like they don't even want to consider consider a partnership if the product isn't even good. So even after we crunch numbers and come up with it, it's not fully signed until the creator feels like good about the product, which I personally really respect. Now, a second really important characteristic when it comes to building out, your influence or creator business is being relatable. You could be an expert in your field, but if you are not warm and relatable, it's hard to grow that trust, right? Because people ultimately want to follow accounts that they feel like are their friends. I don't know about you guys, but I follow some influencers where I'm like, oh yeah, I literally feel like I know everything about them and that we're friends. And what's funny is that they don't even know I exist. And funny enough, this is actually, in psychology, they have a term for it. It's called the parasocial relationship. You can look it up on your own and do that research if you're interested. But basically the parasocial relationship is like the person that is speaking to the camera. Like if I'm speaking to my camera like this, you feel like I'm talking to you. But in fact, this person, me, has no idea you exist, right? So people, even when they watch our YouTube videos, they're like, Nina, I feel like I know you. And that's because of this parasocial relationship dynamic. But anyways, that's for another video on influencer psychology. And if you would like to learn about those sort of things, let me know in the comments. Or if it's totally left field, we can ignore it altogether. So a third characteristic I think is super important is really your reliability / responsiveness. I'm not picking one because I think they're kind of like hand in hand, but as an influencer, you need to be reliable, right? To your brand partners, to your vendors, if you're creating product eventually, you want to be reliable. You want to be someone that people want to work with. And with that comes being responsive. I can't tell you enough. Like when I'm working with influencers and they take weeks to respond, I just don't end up wanting to work with them, right? This is an industry that, because we are often on the brand side pitching to a lot of you guys at the same time, the person who writes back may be the person who gets the work. So being responsive is important. And then once I'm actually working with you and I have a video that, maybe you're supposed to be shooting or a photo shoot you're supposed to be doing, if you're responsive while the shoot is happening, if I have questions, if my client has questions, it makes you dependable and it's someone that I want to continue to work with, right? So this is a very, very important characteristic. And also being reliable to, anyone that you kind of are working with in your capacity as an influencer. Another big characteristic when it comes to being an influencer that I think is super, super important is being consistent. You'll hear this time and time again. If I was to, first of all, everyone wants a cheat code to like influencer success. I don't think there is one, but if there was, I would say it's consistency. Consistency, posting, even when you don't want to, being serious about your platform, treating it like a business, but also being consistent. Now, I know there are times that we burn out and that we go on hiatuses. I've done it too. I just feel like this happens to all of us, right? And I'm not saying that we can't take breaks and we can't turn off, but consistency is important. Think about a blogger, for example. Google wants to make sure that in its search, it's giving really good content to its users, right? So if someone searches, I don't know, best places to visit in Mexico, Google, the way it works as an algorithm, is going to want to make sure it gives the person searching that really good information. Now, do you think it's going to give your blog if you post once a month randomly and are not like even taking it seriously? Or is it going to give it to a blog that is super consistent and has been over months and months and months? Google, just like any social media platform, Instagram, whatever, they're going to give the better piece of content via search. So consistency is not only important for you as a creator, but it's also, important if you're looking to get discovered and to get those search opportunities. Now, another really important thing to note for the influencers out there that are building out their creator, businesses and their influencer businesses, is you guys have to be really good at multitasking, right? If I had to do a job resume, like what are the important influencer characteristics? I would definitely say very good at multitasking, but also being professional. I can't tell you the amount of times that the creators I work with through my membership communities, which I'll share with you guys in a little bit, but I work with influencers like literally all the time, right? And they'll come to me and be like, Nina, I just got off a call with a brand and they said I was like literally the most professional creator that they've ever like been pitched by, right? Or that my media kit was the most professional, or my pitch email was super professional. Being an influencer and treating it as a business, being professional is so, so important. You don't want to be sloppy. And what does being professional mean? It's not just, proper capitalization in your email pitch. It's just an attitude of how you treat others. It's also taking your business, treating your social platforms as a business and as a profession, right? So being professional, guys, is something that is super underrated in our space. And I promise you, it will take you so far in your creator journey if you just kind of polish up and kind of put yourself in this headspace of treating yourself as a business. Now, I did mention briefly our membership community. Now, this is a program that is private. It is not open to the public. We actually only launch it a few times a year. And I wanted to leave the link below. So in case you are an influencer or a creator that wants to join our community of other creators where we talk about all different topics on Zoom. We have live calls, we have guest speakers, we have networking events, and we do lots of group coaching, so you can just jump on and ask me questions live in a group setting and meet other cool creators. It's really like a family. It's an amazing, amazing program. So I will leave a link to the inner circle below, so you can either sign up for the waitlist, or if it's open, you can enroll and join us. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think. If these characteristics are important to you, which ones did I miss? Is there something else that you think is super important when it comes to being a creator that others that are reading the comments should also know? Leave it in the comments because we all read them and it's super fun. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and I will see you in the next video.